is under resources. Oh, okay. So in order to access the Vertical IQ link, you can go through the M&A source and through member benefits. You click that.
Mhm.
You scroll down to where it says Vertical IQ. It doesn't list it under the quick links. You have to do it just through that link. And then these are the main links. I would absolutely watch these videos about the platform. They've been pretty helpful. And then you can get on some other things that they have. So what I did is once I went on the link, I created a bookmark. So I have it right here. I don't know if you can see where my mouse is, my cursor. So now it's a lot easier and faster for me. I just click this shows up, and then it takes me right to the website. So in here, this is the main dashboard. Within this main dashboard, it just has general information. So I can type in here if I want to look up Sacramento, just for instance, or whatever, Seattle. You can see a variety of information, and you can also get additional information from news reports. And these are just general what's going on in the economy today. So the best thing that I use this for is to get specific information about specific industries. So I've done some mailers, and I've also done some emails and targeted campaigns through LinkedIn and other things where I've taken some of this information which I'll show you, and then I share with them as part of my letter saying, right now the economic outlook for your industry is this, payroll is looking like this. So these are just under landscape. So these are just different subheadings of items. So I'll just put landscape architectural services. You follow me so far? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now you'll see landscape architectural services has the numbers of what it is. There's a quick view. There's a variety of information that you can gather from here. And you're really going to want to play with this. Mm-hmm. And then you can go to the profile of more information about labor shortages, some issues within the industry. These are all points that you can pull out and extract. If you look on the left, if you look on the left side of my screen, those are just current conditions, the structure, industry forecast. These are all things you can use for a CVR, and you can download them. There's call preparations, so you can actually print out. I'll do that in a second here. You can print things out and put your name on there, and give it as a leave behind if you want to do that. So these are all things you're going to want to scroll through. There's a lot of helpful things. Then there's the sales kit. So if you look dashboard profile under landscaping, then I have the sales kit. So this is under landscaping. So what is my goal? Am I trying to get an appointment? Do I want to look for news articles? Am I going to do a PowerPoint? They have things already somewhat created. So it might just be 2 slides, but it has some specific things extracted out. It's kind of like the chat GPT, right? Where it's extracting things from the internet. Well, they're doing that from all these different news articles that have been published. So if I want to send out a quarterly email about landscape architecture, I can take this information and I can send a link about this. Or if I want to find different news articles, so some things that I've done is I've gone through here. There's some websites that, like Wall Street Journal, you can see it on here, but if I wanted to share this, I cannot I'm not a member of the Wall Street Journal. I don't have a subscription. So I wouldn't want to share this with someone unless they had a subscription. So like on LinkedIn. So let's say I wanted to share this article on LinkedIn. Usually this is a helpful tool. Is a lot of authors will have their information on here. So you can go right here to link and share. You can share this direct article on like LinkedIn. So it's connected to my, oh, well, maybe not this article. Let's see here. Let me try a different one. This is Forbes. This is still one that you have to pay for, but usually like more industry specific, you can get free because they want to share. They typically want to share their articles. I just want to show how to do it, but I can show you how to do that another time. Let's see here. So these are just a variety of news articles that have been from a variety of different news sources, right? So all the different blogs and everything. So you're going back to sales kit. News articles. You can go to web links, and those are the more specific websites for those associations or different magazines that are out there. So there's just different things you can use. I've done it for marketing, and I've extracted different things, and I'll show you another time how to extract some of the information. You could put it on one of the AI generators. You just copy and paste what you want, stick it on there, and it'll paraphrase and rephrase it. So now it's suddenly my content via the AI. And then I can use that as my words, well, you know, so-called my words, but reutilizing others information, which has already been regurgitated. So that's the power of AI, which is pretty awesome. So business valuation, maybe I'll click on that. So here's a little bit of data that you can pull from. Kind of think of like the business resource guide, or what was the other information that we had previously. But these are some things that you can pull from. And you can use any of these things and redistribute it. You just have to give credit.
See anything else? The IBIS report?
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Except that these don't cost several $1,000s for a subscription.
Yeah, and it's pretty awesome. I mean, you can really find quite a bit. Whatever you want to manipulate and use, you can find. And this is all under landscape. So like, what if we did, so you have to go back to your dashboard. I'm still in landscape. You have to go back to home. So like what's another industry someone's interested in?
Solar.
Solar, okay. Solar installation or
yeah, installation.
they spell it right? Okay.
Yeah.
Solar power contractors.
Yeah.
Denotes a niche profile. Okay, so I don't know what. So just some general facts that you can use to rebrand or to share as you're targeting to those industries.
Thinking that it's a contract, but then that will see that will.
See here, get some web links. So you can go on these trade magazines, and usually they want you to share their information with others. This is a website for solar industry. So, I mean, you get the general idea, but I mean, once you're on, it's a lot of fun. You just have to go back to the home to put in a different type of business. And you can even carve out information directly about, you know, their subheadings, of course. These are all other things that I've looked at. But that's just kind of a general, this is what it is. Local economy. And there's also a lot of videos about industries as well, where they're the 3 to 6 minute segments about the industry. So I mean, it's a pretty powerful tool. You could definitely utilize quite a bit of it. And they have like I've been trying to do a lot with LinkedIn. I haven't over the last couple months, but you can link up with the Vertical IQ LinkedIn page and be a follower.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that's essentially what I was going to share today. I'm still fiddling with it. I'm still learning. There's a lot more to it. As you can see, I mean, there's a lot more headings.
There's
Yeah,
also an
it's
area.
complicated.
Yeah, there's an area where it can give you some, I don't know if you talked about this, maybe I missed it, but questions for calls. So if you are
Mhm.
kind of new in an industry and you're trying to look smart when you're talking to a seller, it
I don't
will
have
give
that
you,
problem.
yeah, it will give you some really good questions to ask. And I think even
Mhm.
for industries that you might be familiar with, doesn't hurt to, you know, have a bunch of questions so that you can kind of keep that conversation moving along.
Mhm.
But especially industry questions, so you kind of sound like an expert without having to sound like an expert, without being an expert.
Mhm. Yeah, I would absolutely watch the initial videos that help you see here.
Oh, I see.
I think this was the one where you could. So here's some initial information. There was one where you can create, customer version. I think this is where I can put my name on it. So some are just for you. Some are things that you can share with your clients or with your prospects. Oh,
Is
may not be-
this a site that the only one agent at a time can be logged into?
Shauna said that
No,
anyone can.
no, Andrea and I
Everybody.
tested it and we were both logged in at the same time. Neither of us got kicked out. So
Yeah.
Well, thank
So you can
Joel.
fiddle with it, and I
does this
can
mean
answer
you're going to-
questions here and there. But
Are you working on Geared for Growing? Is that what you're doing?
yeah, this and I have another architectural firm as well.
oh, nice.
Oh,
I
okay.
think one thing to remember for all of you is you can't break it. So go in
Mhm.
and fiddle
Play.
around with it. If that's the easiest way for you to learn, we can tell you how to do it. But if you go and do it yourself, you're going to learn it a lot faster and you can't break it. There's nothing in here that you can mess up for everybody else. So
Unless you
You know.
screw up Ian's password.
And
you get locked out, then, then I'm going to have to, that's a
and the-
beating.
The
That's
login
paddling.
instructions, Shauna, what is your email titled?
So I sent those. So it's actually in Team Magic as well under documents, but it's probably titled Vertical IQ. I
Okay.
sent it out last week.
Yeah, I sent it this morning with the email and it's in the meeting too. And I sent it the day before.
And it's in Team
And, yeah.
Magic and it's on Google Drive. It's in a lot of places. So
So Vertical Workplace, sir.
Vertical
Yeah.
IQ.
Just
Vertical
look for it.
IQ.
It's everywhere right now for
Yeah.
the past
Okay.
week.
Yeah.
So here's where I did the co-branded, where I put my name on it. It'll pop up.
And the instructions have include pictures, Roy. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of graphs and charts, which I've been using.
Oh.
So Joel, is this what you're presenting to your sellers for your listing as well, just to make it?
No, I've used it more for marketing or my letters. So like so if I have a list of those that I've done an opinion of value previously, so I have a running list. Every couple months, I'm going to send them a follow-up email or a letter. So I'm rotating through, and sometimes I'll do industry specific, or I'm just doing general, to prepare your business for a sale type thing, or to act like I sent out a letter earlier or last year, and someone thought that I'd sold a whole bunch of these landscape businesses because I had referenced a few things in it. So I looked like I knew what I was doing. So I pulled a Michael Hamilton and just faked it.
That's true. You got it.
Yeah. So anyway, so you could, I mean, you could cut and paste and copy and you know, it's you gotta play with it. I'm not using it a ton every week now, but every now and then I'm wanting to do something and or remember, oh yeah, I have this tool.
Oh, it's a really cool one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you, Joel.
Thanks,
That's
Joel.
Obviously,
you're
something
welcome.
going to take some practice to
Yeah.
get.
Yeah, thanks. That's great.
It's
Thank you,
actually,
Joel. Yeah.
speaking from experience, it's actually easier to maneuver through all these screens than it is the IBIS World website, even with their revamp. So
Oh, okay.
So besides using it to get listings, it's good for fodder for a CBR, put into a CBR.
Oh yeah.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So you're using this and then plugging it into Chat GPT. That's great. That's pretty clever.
Yeah, so some of the things like where it shows some statistics and
Right.
in any of the, I'll copy that, paste it, and then say, you know, rephrase it. And then I'll clean up a little bit or take out some things that don't sound like they could be for me.
Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Well, Jules,
Okay.
thank you so much. Now we know that you can become a teacher for BTI as well. Mhm.
Sure, $100 an hour. I'm more than happy to help.
We
That's
paid
a-
three. We paid
I-
$3.50.
Yeah,
$3.50.
$3.50. And maybe you get a coffee at the end.
$3.50 and lunch.
Um,
That's it.
So
Great job. Great job, Maverick.
Thank
just
you.
had a quick question for the group. Has anyone done worked on transactions with Fidelity over the